here from Group 2, and today we are going to show you how the bus administration policy towards Southeast Asia. We are going to answer the question of why the bus administration chose Southeast Asia, what the strategy is, and how it has influenced the region. But first, we'd like you to view these videos.
The United States and the Philippines are warm friends. We cherish that friendship, and we will keep it strong. Our two nations have made our choice. We will defend ourselves, our civilization, and the peace of the world. We will not be intimidated by the terrorists. Here in the Philippines, one face of the enemy is the Abu Sayyaf group. These killers torture and behead their victims while claiming to act in the name of God. But murder has no home in any religious faith. And these terrorists must find no home in the Philippines. We need to update our defense cooperation and field expertise and funding. The United States and the Philippines have a proud history, and we face the future bound by the strongest ties two nations can share. We stand for liberty, and we stand together. May God bless.
Here in the world's most populous Muslim country, the president is deeply unpopular over Iraq, Afghanistan, and his support for Israel.
Just Bush is nothing for us. We don't like Bush. Very don't like Bush.
Scenes like these 2 miles from Bogor Palace were repeated in a dozen other Indonesian cities. Plus, there were fears the Al-Qaeda-linked group behind the Bali nightclub bombing could strike again, which is why thousands of police and Indonesian troops threw a security cordon around Bush and his delegation. In fact, the closest he and the First Lady got to average Indonesians was this visit with school kids inside the complex. The rest of his time was spent with President Susilo Yudhoyono, a close ally in the war on terror. At a joint news conference, Bush shrugged off the protests as a sign of a healthy democracy at work.
And it's to Indonesia's credit that it's a society where people are able to protest and say what they think. And it's not the first time, by the way, where people have showed up and expressed their opinion about my policies.
Bush said he hasn't decided yet whether to raise or reduce the number of U.S. troops in Iraq. He's waiting for advice from his commanders. But Yudhoyono said he thinks it's time other countries pick up more of the load.
It's not only the responsibility of the missions of the United States and other countries who are now involved in Iraq, but of course is the roles and responsibilities of other nations as well.
And the Indonesian leaders said there should be a parallel timetable for a U.S. withdrawal, though in deference to Bush, he added, someday. The president's visit here aims to assure leaders in Muslim countries like this one he's interested in their views. Of course, President Yudhoyono maintains had Bush listened earlier, he'd have saved himself and America much heartache.
Well, certainly we'll talk about terrorism and how to handle it.
And that's it?
Yeah, that is the main reason. But there will be other things, bilateral.
Trade issues?
Trade issues, yes.
We share a deep concern about terror.
On how best to deal with this problem, which plagues.
It's great to see you. I've been looking forward to this visit to publicly thank Prime Minister for his strong support in the war against terror. He, right after September the 11th attacks, immediately went and signed the condolences book in our embassy, and that meant a lot. He has been somebody with whom we can talk, got good relations. We share a deep concern about terror, what terror means to our respective countries, what it means to our peoples. Prime Minister, I want to thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your leadership, and I want to welcome you.
Tổng thống Bush, Tổng thống nước Mỹ sang thăm Việt Nam thì chúng tôi thấy là
làm điều đặc biệt. Nên là và như thế là cái quan hệ giữa Mỹ và Việt Nam ngày càng khăng khít hơn, ngày càng phát triển hơn, và tất nhiên là Tổng thống Mỹ sẽ có thể là giúp đỡ cho nền kinh tế Việt Nam ngày càng phát triển.
Appreciate the opportunity to come back, and we honor the friendship that has been in existence for 175 years. I want to thank you very much for being such a strong ally in the war against terror. Our nations are strengthening our security and defense cooperation. Thailand continues to host Cobra Gold, which is one of the largest annual multilateral training exercises in Southeast Asia. Thailand's troops have helped the people of Iraq and Afghanistan as they battle extremists and strengthen their democracy, and I want to thank you for those contributions, Mr. Prime Minister. Thank you. America and Thailand are coordinating our law enforcement, counterterrorism, and counterproliferation activities so we can do a better job of protecting our citizens from danger. The United States and Thailand are working to expand freedom and good governance. I want to thank you very much and congratulate the people of Thailand for restoring its democracy. Through the Asia-Pacific Democracy Partnership, our nations are working together to strengthen democratic values and institutions throughout the region. As the chair of ASEAN, we support your efforts to reduce trade barriers and to expand economic opportunity and help Southeast Asia grow and hope. The United States and Thailand work together to fight disease. I don't think our citizens understand this, Mr. Prime Minister, but we've dedicated $35 million to help prevent and treat HIV/AIDS here in Thailand, and we're happy to do so.
U.S. role in Southeast Asia as far as economic role has been diminished considerably, and it's more looked as a U.S. dealing with China, you see, more than anything.
I'm honored to host Prime Minister Go as we sign an historic free trade agreement between the United States and Singapore. The agreement that the Prime Minister and I signed today is the first of its kind between the United States and an Asian Pacific country. The 4 million people of Singapore have built a strong and vibrant economy. Singapore has long set an example for its neighbors in the world of the transforming power of economic freedom and open markets. Singapore is already America's 12th largest trading partner.
Well, according to the videos, the Bush administration agenda center on Southeast Asia has a variety of reasons. The first reason, counter-terrorism. Following major terrorist assault in Southeast Asia, such as the bombing in Bali in 2002, the administration classified the region as the second front in the war against terrorism. This terrorist incident emphasized the presence of extremist groups in Southeast Asia, as well as the importance of expanded regional security cooperation. Southeast Asia was seen as a strategically important region in the worldwide anti-terrorism effort. The presence of terrorist groups like Jemaah Islamiyah in Indonesia and Abu Sayyaf in the Philippines threaten regional stability and U.S. national security interests. The administration collaborated with Southeast Asian countries to combat terrorist groups and prevent extremism from spreading throughout the region. The second reason is because of the economic approach. The Bush administration focused on promoting bilateral FTAs to expand trade and strengthen ties with strategically important countries in Southeast Asia. The administration also announced the US-founded ACP to help ASEAN absorb and integrate its newest and poorest members, to strengthen the ASEAN Secretariat and promote cooperation on transnational problems like HIV or AIDS and trafficking in person. Therefore, a forum like Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation was important in the Bush administration to promoting economic cooperation, trade liberalization, and regional integration in the Asia Pacific region, aligning with the administration economic priorities and strategic interests.